Would you be willing to give us maybe a little update on Northfield Precision, since you did talk about that extensively last time?
Sure.
In full disclosure, after that episode came out, I bought more shares since. So Interactive Brokers did a thing with me now, which sucks. Actually, really sucks.
Did they block you?
I need to get permission, and I have a 10-day window to buy the stock, which of course it's so illiquid, it's like almost.
And then
useless.
They block you again.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use Interactive Brokers because everyone I've talked to that buys these nano caps gets blocked by them because they're like, oh my goodness, you bought like 100% of the volume for the day. Right. You must be an insider or something. And it's like, no, there were just only 100 shares that traded. Right. So there's not much new on Northfield that I have. The performance of the company has gone about as expected, but there's not been any major news because basically we get the news once a year when the annual report comes out.
Well, it seems like manufacturing was coming out of a recession. I do follow that. I do follow that number.
Yes. And so I think they're going to have good results. I do know that they were able to pivot very well during COVID to being able, I think, to start providing to hospitals and various people who needed help and prioritizing certain customers, just because it takes time for their production. But I expect they did really well. They were an essential business, but we won't know the 2020 results until probably May or June.
Do they send you the annual report, or do you have to request it?
So I requested it where I was on a mailing list on it after I requested to be added to that.
Okay.
Now, with that said, you would get the annual report automatically if you register your share directly with the...
Not doing that.
Yeah. So that's one way to do it, because then you would automatically get the mailing. But if you ask them, they'll add you to the mailing list and just send it to you. One concern I have with Northfield is that there's a chance that the trading will be restricted on the stock, I think.
Yeah.
With the SEC regulation that came out targeting dark stocks, Northfield is one of those that I think is likely to get hit. So it might have to transition to either an expert market or a gray market. So listeners should be aware of that. And if they're concerned, it's not the stock for them.
Yeah.
And all that means is that
the impact of that the new SEC rule?
Yeah, so the new SEC rule is not very friendly to retail investors that want to buy darker companies, but they're intending to kind of prevent fraudsters from taking people's money. But it basically says that you need to provide public financials or you can't be traded on the OTC markets.